There we go. Now we live on YouTube. There we go. Everybody, welcome in. I apologize for that. Had a small piece of technical difficulty, but wasn't too much. But we're going to get ready to get started in just a moment as we get ready for Titans and Truth live tonight.
Titans up. I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage. So I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Night. We got this hit. Don't worry about it. We got this hit. This is city so out here loud and clear. Don't worry about it. See, we got this hit. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville, rep the 615. First you tighten two, step to the right. Then you tighten two, step to the left. Blue jerseys everywhere. Game pace, yeah, we got it all sticking out our chest. Beating on it like it's King Kong. Countdown. He's about to get her up. Here come the train, y'all. Tennessee, tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Tighten two, step to the right. Then get tighten two, step to the left. You know it like it's King Kong. Sticking out my chest. You know it like it's King Kong. Third down, come on.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing today? Welcome into a brand new edition of Titans and Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're going to have a really good episode here on this evening as we are inching close to the new schedule reveal that's going to be coming out tomorrow. I will do a quick live show after the schedule reveal. So I will definitely do a show about that, just revealing the schedule and revealing what games do we look like we're going to have for prime time. Billy Scott said, did you hear about the 14 rumor for primetime TV for the Titans? I did not hear about that, but I'm pretty sure the Ravens will be one of them, I would think. We don't know yet. And I see Ashley is here. What's going on? What's up, Big Mitch? How's it going? Owen, how's it going? AZ Mick, how y'all doing? How y'all doing to everybody tuning in, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube? Welcome into Titans and Truth. We're going to have some fun. As y'all know, we are here each and every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Definitely make sure y'all go tighten up. Hashtag tighten up for Alex. Of course, he recently passed on, and I believe they had his funeral recently. So again, God bless the Martinez family, and to everybody. I know we lost a very cool Titans fan. Definitely my thoughts and prayers, and my heart goes out to the entire family at that time. But everybody looking good. Um, I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got a lot of news to get to tonight. So let's just go ahead and get to that right away. As you can see across the bottom of the screen, I got some, we got some little tidbits of news that we got to talk about. And we're going to go right into that as we speak. So first up, we have the news of our dearly good former Tennessee Titan, Logan Ryan, has said goodbye. Logan Ryan has decided, it's basically come out and said he's not coming back. That he will no longer be a member of the Tennessee Titan family. And I'm actually trying to pull up the actual tweet um, that was coming out. Basically, um, I'm trying to see if I can. I had Logan Ryan's. I got his IG up right here. Basically, um, basically he said in his IG, which you have seen, it's gonna say, and I quote, "My chapter in Tennessee has come to a close. To the Titans fans, thank you for all the love and energy and support this past season. This past season, what led to an epic run. Let me see. I'm sorry about that. To my Titans teammates, I love you all. Being a leader and earning y'all respect is what meant the most to me. Win or lose, we stuck together and backed down from no one. Hyenas." He said to the animal welfare community, because y'all know he was a really big deal with animals in the community, especially with dogs, and trying to help them find homes and things like that. He says to them, "My foundation was founded and blossomed in Tennessee. All those working hard to support our four-legged friends, I'm forever grateful. I'm looking forward to continue to play at an elite level for an organization that's a great fit for my family and me. Everybody stay safe and positive during these crazy times. 26 out. Hashtag MMCMB. Hashtag pay Derek." So that was, of course, from our now former Tennessee Titans defensive back Logan Ryan, who has officially said goodbye and is not going to be returning to the Tennessee Titans. So I want to know what y'all think of now Logan Ryan moving on. Um, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm gonna miss him. He was definitely a leader in the locker room. Definitely a big time leader in the community. I was fortunate enough to get a picture with him. Maybe I'll put that up on the Facebook page if I can find it. I was able to get a picture with him and things like that. Logan Ryan was a really good guy. Definitely great in the community, great on the team. I mean, did some of everything. But I just think at the point we had to get faster. We got to get faster in the secondary. Now, I know Jonathan Joseph doesn't necessarily bring speed to it, but he does bring some experience. But we had to have a little bit more speed. So I think that was one of the main reasons why Logan Ryan is no longer coming back. But I will definitely miss him. So y'all give me your thoughts on Logan Ryan saying goodbye to the Tennessee Titans and is moving on. He has not yet went to a new team yet. Not sure what's going to happen with him, but I will say this: I will definitely be cheering for him wherever he goes. He's got my respect and my admiration, without a doubt. And Logan Ryan, in my mind, will forever be a Tennessee Titan. What's up, James? And welcome in, Ryan Tannegold. I see y'all in here. Hunter Kelly says, "I miss Logan Ryan. He's the man. Sealed the coffin on the Tom Brady-led Patriots dynasty," which he did. That is something that we will always, always remember, was Logan Ryan sealing the fate of one golden boy. So that's always something that I will always remember. Lee Hiller says it'll be different not seeing him in 26. I agree. And speaking of which, someone else is going to be donning number 26, which we will get to that a little bit later. Dale McElroy says, "I'm going to miss him, but get it from a business decision. I think this is Butler's last year too." And that very well could be true as well, because, I mean, after this upcoming season, the Titans have an out for Malcolm Butler. They could get out of his deal after next season, and that's probably another 12, $13 million they could save on the cap if they get rid of Malcolm Butler. But we'll definitely see on that. But I mean, he was definitely a class individual. I am going to miss the heck out of Logan Ryan. I mean, good guy in the locker room. And I know that was something that was mentioned on some shows, is that now a lot of leadership is gone from this team. Delaney Walker, Jarrell Casey, Wesley Woodyard, Logan Ryan. A lot of leadership is gone from this team. And now you're wondering, where are you going to get that leadership from? Um, you know, where are you going to get it from? I mean, Derrick Henry kind of stepped up last year at some times. Ryan Tannehill really kind of took command of the offense as well. On defense, Rashawn Evans is probably going to have to step up a little bit more. Kevin Byard could definitely be a big piece of that. So there are some guys that could become the new leaders of this team, but replacing a Logan Ryan is going to be very, very difficult indeed. Definitely going to miss him with that. But now, even though Logan Ryan is gone, we do have to move on. And moving on to this gentleman. And I know y'all probably wondering who the heck is this? Well, this, everybody, is our new director, our new head director of player personnel, Monty Ossenfort. Uh, he was hired, of course, by John Robinson. Basically, now has the same job that John Robinson did in Tampa Bay before becoming a general manager. He was the New England Patriots former. He was the New England Patriots former director of college scouting, but now is coming here as director of overall player personnel. So basically, in a way, he's kind of third in command, basically um Ryan Cowden, who is I want to say president of player personnel. I can't remember exactly, but I want to say Ryan Cowden is like second in command. But Monty Ossenfort could definitely be a guy that could become like an assistant general manager behind John Robinson. And then whenever John Robinson retires or anything like that or moves on, maybe Monty Ossenfort ends up becoming the new general manager of the Tennessee Titans. But he comes in with a load of experience from the New England Patriots, definitely help with their scouting department. I think it's a very good move. I mean, you're plucking again from the New England Patriots tree, and I mean, he was the head of the college scouts, so he was the guy that was finding some of these guys that ended up becoming great players for this team going forward for the New England Patriots and in their title run. So this sounds like this is a very good hire to me. I think it is very it was very smart of John Robinson to bring in a guy. They obviously have some experience together, probably know each other and things like that. And so I think it's a good hire. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that was a good hire by John Robinson? I'm going to read a couple of your comments. Lee Hiller says, Big Jeff needs to step up and be a leader. Well, I mean, he's going into his second year. So, I mean, I don't know if you could ask Big Jeff to be a leader just yet. And he's only 2 years in, and he hasn't even played a full season yet. So I don't know if we're ready to say Big Jeff needs to be a leader, but I think he can become one. Jameson says, thanks to Logan Ryan for helping the Titans and reestablishing the culture of the Titans. I agree. Joseph comes and says, thank you, Logan, for your duties and taking down the New England Patriots with that game-winning pick 6 in the wild card round of the playoff this past January. Definitely. George Harris says, we need a pass rush more than ever now. Agree. On Facebook you says, good hire. What's up, King Isaac? How you doing? Isaiah Garrett says, what's up to Titan Nation? Definitely. What's going on with that? But I definitely think it's a very good hire. I like it myself. And I just think that it is going to be very beneficial in the long run. Isaiah says we need pass rush more than anything. And I'm not disagreeing with that point. I think pass rush is going to be extremely important. Definitely. So I'm with you on that. I am definitely with you when it comes to that. Now, new Titan players got new numbers. That's the next thing that happened. So, as y'all can see across the screen, Titan players got new numbers. Definitely starting with our first round pick, Isaiah Wilson, will don number 79. Chris, as I was talking about, there is a new number 26 that's going to be taken over. And I mean, he picked a good number. That is our new cornerback, Christian Fulton, will now don the 26. I hope that the 26 brings him as much luck as it did with Logan Ryan and Logan Ryan brought to us. Vic Beasley will get to don number 44. He will keep wearing 44 just like he did in Atlanta. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. Isn't Kamale Correa wearing 44? He's gonna now wear number 40. Darrington Evans, our new running back, is gonna wear number 32. Laurel Murchison is gonna wear number 91. New quarterback Cole McDonald will wear number 2. And defensive back Chris Jackson will wear number 35. There were other numbers that were dished out as well, but we don't know if those guys are going to make the team or not. So I'm really not going to go into all that. Ty Zambrano is going to be wearing number 70. I know that for a fact. Not sure yet of the number for Jonathan Joseph, because you know Kenny Vaccaro has 24. So that's going to be very interesting to see with that. But new Titans got their numbers and everything. So that's what we got going on. Titans Mafia, what's going on, which I see y'all in there. Lawan, Evans, Brown, Henry should step up. I forgot about Taylor Lawan. Definitely. Lee Hillis, you are hitting on something I'm going to hit in just a little bit later. 501 Young 44. What up, Truth? Iffy about backup quarterback. Seems like I'm the only one because it's not being discussed in the headlines. Botanic Goat goes down. I don't know. Now, that's true. Now, John Robinson has not shut the door on the possibility of a veteran backup quarterback. But right now, as it looks, it would be between Logan Ryan and Cole McDonald to battle it out for that backup position. And, I mean, I agree. I'm really not sold on Logan Woodside being the backup quarterback, even though but Mike Vrabel just absolutely loves him. I mean, loves Logan Woodside. I like the upside with Cole McDonald. That dude has a cannon. He has a cannon of an arm, can go deep, has some speed, can extend plays, but he does have to work on some of its mechanics. So that's why I know he's a project. He is definitely not ready yet. So we're definitely going to find out about that. Before we do get into some more Titan news and everything, we do have to acknowledge a passing in the football community. As some of you have found out, we recently lost a legendary head coach, the winningest head coach in NFL history, the late great Don Shula, former coach of the Miami Dolphins, passed away a few days ago. At the tender age of 90. I remember Don Shula from his time in Miami. Was able to see him in some of his last years as a head coach of the Dolphins as I started watching football. Make sure I hit the like button as well and share the show out too. But Don Shula was part of some great, great football teams. And I mean, was there with the undefeated Miami Dolphins team of 72, was there when they went to a pass-happy offense with Dan Marino, and you had Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. Those guys, I mean, Don Shula put together some excellent Miami Dolphin football teams, and he was absolutely a fantastic head coach and seemed like a very, very good man, a very, very good guy. He would definitely be missed in the football community, but I'm gonna take a quick moment of silence, but definitely rest in peace, Coach Don Shula. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all definitely for that. On Facebook said only coach to end an undefeated season with a Super Bowl victory. That much is true. He is definitely they are definitely the only one. The 72 Dolphins, the only fully undefeated team in NFL history. Yes, the Patriots did go 16-0, but they didn't win the Super Bowl that year. They didn't finish 19-0. Now, the Dolphins were the only one that did it. King Isaac says, rest in peace. 501 Young 44 said, real OG. On Facebook, always a Dolphins fan before we got a team in Tennessee. And I understand that. Dolphins were a very popular team at that time. Um, a lot of people were Dolphin fans. I mean, Dolphins was up there with the Steelers and the Cowboys, the 49ers. That was a team that a lot of people liked. So, and a lot of that is accredited to Don Shula. So, rest in peace, Don Shula. Um, my prayers are definitely with him and the family. Now, last piece of news before we do get into the big stuff as far as our fifth year option decisions is this right here. And of course, remember, we're going to have Pick My Brain later. We're also going to have a Shut Your Pie Hole moment later on in the show. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. But next up is this. We have still a lot of Clowny Watch 2020. Clowny Watch is still on. It ain't went nowhere yet. On Facebook, how you doing? What's going on? Jameson says, agree. Coach Shula's a legend indeed. Absolutely. Um, and on this Clowny Watch, it's getting interesting. As Lee said, could we be closer to Clowny? Could we be closer to Clowny? And that is very interesting because Jameson just brought it up on ESPN. Article just came out today. Actually, um, came out today from Bradley Henderson of ESPN. I don't know how much credence I'm gonna put into this, but it says, quote, while Jadeveon Clowney remains open to resigning with the Seattle Seahawks, the defensive end will have to take significantly less money than what the team previously offered him in order for a reunion to happen, a league source tells ESPN. The Seahawks have not shut the door on re-signing Clowney, but it's not considered likely, in part because of their financial situation and the amount of money the free agent defensive end has been seeking. General Manager John Schneider has hinted at the unlikeliness in recent public comments in which he spoke in past tense about the Seahawks' efforts to re-sign Clowney. This is from the general manager of the Seahawks. Says, quote, we took a good run at it. It didn't happen. He's a great guy, fit in great in the locker room, did a really nice job for us, but we need to be conducting business. And he's just not, he just was not in a position to make a move. So we gave it a run, and now you've got to keep going, and that's what we've done, end quote. Wow. That is pretty major. Because I was listening to Jared and the GM earlier today, and of course, my guy Jared is, he is convinced. He just seems to believe that absolutely that it is a one-team race, that the Titans are not in it, that the Titans are not in it, that is basically the Seahawks and nobody else. However, I know a lot of people are getting tired of this whole Clowney business. Just either get the deal done or move on. Definitely understand that. But that is a big statement if it seems that Seattle is moving on. Now, again, this is coming from Brady Henderson. I'm not familiar with him. I don't know how much credibility I would give to that or validity I would say to that. Even though Diana Rossini in the past has said she thinks he would go to Tennessee. John Clayton has said that, moving on for the Seahawks is a definite possibility. It could definitely happen. And I think it looks like the Seahawks have moved on. And I think it's a one-team race in the other direction. I think he is all ours for the taking. Now, I am kind of getting sick and tired of Jadeveon Clowney acting like he can't make up his mind or is just being that greedy. I don't like that. I'm sorry, Jadeveon. You only had 3 sacks last year. You're coming off an injury. Nobody can look at your medicals yet. We need to look at some medicals to confirm that you're not an injury risk. Because you ain't going to get that money if you can't pass a physical. That much is true. John Robinson could put out a deal for $25 million if you want to. If Clowney fails the physical, that deal doesn't happen. So Clowney's just going to have to understand he needs to take money at the best situation that is for him to win. He claimed he wants to be on a contender. He claims he wants to win. He would win here in a system he will be familiar with a coach that he's familiar with. And with this time going on, it's going to be rather difficult to learn a whole new system with COVID-19. At least here with Vrabel, the system won't be as hard to learn or be hard to adapt to because, hey, you're used to it. You're used to Vrabel. You know how he coaches. You know how things are going. So we're going to definitely see that. But it looks like the Seahawks have moved on. You know, the Seahawks have moved on from him, and it looks like it could be a matter of time before he comes to us, even though on NFL Network it was reported as Clowney said, I'm in no rush to sign. He's in no hurry to sign, which tells me he is just trying to milk as much leverage as he can. But I think Sam White on NFL Network basically said it. The more this drags on, the more that it goes into the summer, the number of years on the contract are going to go down, and the amount of money is going to go down. Clowney is only hurting himself. Clowney is only hurting his own value. And again, y'all got to think about this. Sometimes it is the player that's doing the talking. Also, you got to factor in that the agent is doing a lot of talking too. The agent's trying to get his money too. You know, the more money that the player gets, the more money the agent gets. So you got to think about it like that too. When you hear about holdouts and you're hearing, well, this player's going to hold out, that player wants to hold out. A lot of times it's not the player that's saying they want to hold out. A lot of times the player like, yeah, I want to be there with my teammates. I want to practice, but I want to get paid. A lot of times that is the agent talking, not necessarily the player. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's pretty much a done deal that Clowney is now coming to Tennessee with what looks like Seattle is backing out? Of course, 501 Young 44 says this guy, which I know. Derek saying, I'm getting tired of Clowney being greedy. He ain't worth $15 million. Harry Coward said, what are the Titans waiting on with Clowney? Now, Diana Rossetti came out and said that both the Seahawks and the Titans have made multiple offers. Yet Clowney hasn't agreed to anything, so something's not right. Clowney, either the Titans are trying to lowball him, or the Clowney's just asking for way too much money. Now, I know how we will all feel if the Titans signed Clowney. We'd be like, yes, let's go. Defense finna be elite. If we don't sign him, everybody's going to be like, why did J-Rob fail us? But a lot of it we have to also think is on Clowney. His stock is going down by the day. And he ain't going to have no choice but to take a contract. He's probably going to make far less money than he thinks he's going to make. He's overvaluing himself. That's exactly what he's doing. And he's basically making himself look way worse than this situation already is. So at some point, he's just going to have to accept the fact he ain't worth $20 million. Hell, he ain't even worth 17 or 18 million. So that's that on that. I'm going to read some of your comments. 501 says, I don't know how to feel at this point. I'd be cool either way. Take it too long. Titans Mafia says, this Clowney business is wearing thin. King Isaac said, heard rumors that we already got a deal. King Isaac, I need some I need a source. Who are we hearing it from? Now, I talked to TD, Teron Davenport, ESPN writer. Now, he didn't give me any confirmation, but he basically says, he told me that I asked about Clowney, and he said, it's likely. Now, again, I am not saying that TD gave me any confirmation. He was just giving me his honest opinion and his honest thought of that. So I need to find a source, King Isaac. Who are we talking about? On Facebook says, I think he's more of a nuisance than help, and just in my opinion. Talent is there, but got to be able to put it all together. True. Lame Tube says, rather have a quarterback. Well, we got one in Ryan Tannehill. We do probably need to secure a backup. Derek Roberts says, Clowney trying to use us as leverage. I don't know. If Seattle's backing out, who is he using leverage for? The Browns and the Jets are not winners. So I mean, this is the only logical destination for him to go. Isaiah Garrett says, "I'm really for real. I'm getting tired of the wait with Clowney." I could agree. I could definitely agree with that. Um, Lee Hillis says, "I think with us signing Joseph, it gives us a better chance because Clowney and Joseph grew up in the same town and went to the same university." Now let's talk about that for a quick second, because Lee brought up an excellent point. It looks more obvious that Clowney is probably going to end up coming here. Think about this. Why in the world did we sign Jonathan Joseph? I mean, depending on how the money is looking, if the money is looking around $7, $8, $9 million for 1 year, we might as well have kept Logan Ryan. But honestly enough, I think Jonathan Joseph was brought here as an insurance policy that we could get Clowney. Maybe it could very well be Clowney says, you know what? After we get the physical, make it done. You think you could bring Jonathan Joseph in too? Or Joseph says, you know what? This is a good situation to come here, and I think I can help them get Clowney. Why would Jonathan Joseph come here instead of staying in Houston or going to a different team? I mean, yes, we need cornerback depth, but I would think Jonathan Joseph would want to go somewhere where he could start. He's not going to be starting here. He's going to be more depth. So why would he come here? I think it's as an insurance policy and ace in the hole to get Clowney. Gives us an advantage. It gives us an advantage. As we all know, Jonathan Joseph was a mentor to Clowney. They both grew up in the same town in South Carolina. Both went to the University of South Carolina. So they know each other very, very well. They know each other well. They're friends. Jonathan Joseph looks to Clowney, and I just think it makes too much sense. You know, Classic Rod says it's simple. Clowney don't play in Tennessee. If Titans beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, Mahomes is going to do the same thing he did last time. Let's not put that into fruition just yet, Classic Rod. Yes, we are all bitter because of what the Chiefs did to us last year. We should have been in the Super Bowl. True enough. But let's not call that into existence now. I think Clowney would help us. Now, would it be the ultimate difference? Maybe, maybe not, because, I mean, Mahomes is that damn good, plain and simple. But I think he would help more than hurt. Billy Scott says he is coming. Titans Mafia says, hope we Clowney, but at this point, it's just greed. Joseph says, I would rather say yes and no on Clown. Oh, man. Yeah. 501 Young says, there are viable options besides Clowney as well. Snacks Harrison ain't too bad. Snacks Harrison is a defensive lineman and didn't seem to do that good in Detroit. Now, there are some other possible options out there. I mean, maybe a trade for Carlos Dunlap with Cincinnati, or if the Jaguars are willing to work with us and we get Yannick Ngakoue off of their shoulders, possibly. We could see about that. I know everybody riding on, well, he had that one hit on Michigan. That's basically it. But you got to think, he popped the crap out of him. And I like Michigan. I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan. They're one of my other teams beside my alma mater of the University of Memphis. But I just think with everything that's happening, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that is going to happen, I think. Joseph secured his deal today, too. Do us a solid, Joe. Get your boy. Yeah, Jonathan Joseph became official today. Definitely. So Facebook says Joseph wants to win. Yes, he does. Chris Frazier, how's it going? But I definitely agree. I would rather go on the battlefield with Clowney than without. I honestly think. So, I mean, I would rather go to battle with Clowney than without Clowney here in 2020 coming up. But we're definitely going to see. Now, Ryan Tannehill, you're right. Reminds me of Sue because we thought it was us and the New Orleans Saints. You know, he went and talked to New Orleans, He went and talked to New Orleans. He came and talked to us. It looked good as if we were going to get Ndamukong Suh. Then out of nowhere, here come the LA Rams to steal him in the middle of the night. Yeah, I didn't like that either. But we're definitely going to find out with that. So now that we've been through Clowney Watch, and now that we've been through all the other news, now let's get to our main topic. Monday was fifth year option decision day to either pick up or decline options. And this comes, of course, as we talk about Corey Davis, who was picked number 5 overall in the 2017 draft, and also Adoree Jackson, who was picked 18th in the 2017 NFL draft. So let's take a look at both of these players before we mention who got picked up, who got declined. I know y'all know, but we'll talk about it in a little bit more depth. So, first off, we're going to start with the highest picked player, and that would be Corey Davis. And you notice in this picture, you got Corey Davis. Who's that behind him? That would be the guy that overshadowed him this past season, one AJ Go Downtown Brown. Big Downtown Brown. The guy that basically overshadowed Corey Davis this year. So, Corey Davis came in, he had 37 receptions in his first year. His second year had 65 catches for 891 yards, nearly got to 1,000. This past year dropped to 43 catches, 601 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, we all agree that Corey Davis is a team player. He's a heck of a blocker and everything. He's been big on helping with Derrick Henry runs and has made some good plays. He had the game-winning catch in that monster game against Philly. He had the big game against the New England Patriots. Also had the game in the playoffs against the Patriots. He had the touchdown catch against Baltimore, which was probably more credited to Derrick Henry than anything. But I don't think we've seen enough of Corey Davis. Why hasn't Corey Davis hit that upper echelon of receivers? I think it's a couple of things. One, I think it is the offense that we're in because it's more run heavy. Two, I think it's the quarterback play. Marcus Mariota, it took him a while to get on the same page with Corey Davis, but once they got on the same page, they did pretty well together. Ryan Tannehill comes in. His immediate number one guy was A.J. Brown. And it was mentioned because him and A.J. Brown did a whole lot of work on the second team. That Tannehill did not have as much chemistry with Corey Davis yet as he already had with A.J. Brown. But he already had come out and said in an interview, he said, I'm definitely going to work to get Corey Davis more involved. Definitely going to make sure that me and him are on the same page because, he's a damn good player. And I agree with that. I think some time and some work together and chemistry, even though this COVID-19 situation seriously has messed that up. But I honestly think that Corey Davis, I still believe in him. I don't like unlike Marcus Mariota, I don't know if I'm ready to turn on him yet. But, it's do or die for Corey Davis. His fifth-year option tag would be $15.6 million. So, the question is, did the Titans pick up his fifth-year option or did they decline it? The Titans declined that option. So after this year, after this upcoming season, he will be a free agent with that. But I definitely hope that they can work out a long-term deal for him. Now, there were rumors that he could be on the trading block, but I I think you got to give Corey Davis at least an opportunity this season to prove himself. Now, if maybe in the middle of the year before the trade deadline, if something happened where it just looked like, you know what, it's not going to happen, then you trade him out of there. But right now, I think he at least deserves one last chance to try to finish strong and make a good move. Um, you know, 501 Young says, yeah, they made the right move. No on Corey. Derek Roberts says, how you let a rookie take his spot? AJ Brown outplayed him. 501 Young says, I like Corey, good possession guy. Numbers were just too high. I agree. Clarence Ross said Brown got robbed for rookie of the year. I do agree with that. Dale McElroy says, how you get fired on your day off? How you get fired on your day off? Oh man. Music City guy coming in and says, wow, Corey Davis. He says Corey Davis was really overdrafted. Can be a valuable asset for the right price. Now I agree. Between all three of the receivers, between him, Mike Williams, and John Ross, all three of them were probably drafted way too high, honestly enough. But of those three, there was only one of them that got their option picked up, and that was Mike Williams. And if you go back into the vault of Titans in Truth, when I was talking about the 2017 draft, I said this, and I quote, I said, I compared all three of the receivers to like relationships with women. I said that John Ross, who also got his option declined and could be on the way out, I said John Ross, he reminds me of a girl that I was really cool with, that, I said, you know what, we'll go out and, let's see if something can happen from this. And it come to find out, we figured we were better off as friends, and she's the one that we stay in the friend zone. Somebody that's like, I don't mind having them around, but they're a really good friend. That's about all they could be for me. That's John Ross. Corey Davis was a representation, reminded me of a girl that, you know what? I like her. I want to ask her out. We went out on a few dates. We decided to become a couple, be in a relationship. We'd be in a relationship for a while, for maybe, a couple of years or something like that. But I just don't know. I mean, I like her. I enjoy being with her. Good somebody, but I don't know if I'm fully ready to commit to her yet. I don't know if I'm fully ready to spend the rest of my life with her. I don't know if she's the one yet. But then Mike Williams, to me, I said this. I'm like, look, you go out, went on some dates. I fell in love. Mike Williams reminds me of a girl that's like, yep, we've been together for a while, for a couple of years. I'm like, you know what? I'm ready. I want to spend the rest of my life with this girl. I'm ready to put a ring on it. I'm ready to commit fully to this person. That was Mike Williams for me. I wanted Mike Williams on this team. Corey Davis is like, I'd be cool with him on the team. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on him yet. John Ross, the speed was great, but I'm like, nah, cool, but I could pass. That's how. So that was just my weird analogy of the three receivers to women. That's how I pictured it. So Corey Davis, definitely a good player, but I don't know if he's the future. We're definitely going to find out. Now, some people say, they're going to work out another deal. Maybe they will. We'll definitely find out. Isaiah says, I still believe in Davis as well. Not ready to give up on him just yet. And of course, Billy Scott says that's going to save us $15 million for next year, because that was what the franchise tag was going to be. On Facebook, he says agreed on Williams then and now. Nice comparison. Titans Mafia comes in and says, I think Corey's a good player. He set receiving records in college, and that's not by accident. Good number two with number one potential. Can run all the routes, block. Hope we can sign him back. And I mean, deep down, I want him re-signed too. I really want him re-signed too, but it's got to be at the right price. It won't be at 15, but if it's somewhere between, like, say, 7 and maybe 10 million, okay, I'm good with that. I actually can work with that. So that's just my opinion when it comes to Corey Davis. Now, on the other side, our next and last candidate we're going to talk about is the ever so cool Mr. Adoree Jackson. Was picked 18th in the draft that year. I was kind of hoping we go for AJ Howard, but we got Adoree, and has been a very, very good player for us ever since he came over. Now, yes. Now, Adoree's stats. And those were stats from last year. Adoree's stats: 45 tackles. He had 45 tackles. He didn't have any interceptions. But he did break up some passes. And was very, very good in the secondary. Adoree missed some games, and you could tell we were like one of the best defenses in the league, up in the middle, close to top 10, with Adoree Jackson in the lineup. Without him, we stunk. Without him. He's gotten better and better every year. The only problem with Adoree that I have, he hasn't gotten enough interceptions in his hand. That is the only problem I have with Adoree Jackson. Other than that, he is an excellent, excellent player. He's an excellent player. Got to stay healthy, though, too. Now, that was some with Corey Davis as well. Got to stay healthy. That's going to be something that's going to be very important going forward for Adoree Jackson. Now, the franchise tag around Adoree Jackson would be right around $10 million. So, was Adoree picked up or declined? Adoree was picked up, and that was a no-brainer. That was an obvious no-brainer that they would pick up Adoree Jackson's offense because, he deserved it. He's played well. He's gotten better every year. Ever since they took him off a punt return and has been focused more on being a corner, he's been better. You notice he gotten better ever since they pulled him from being a punt returner in Jacksonville. After that debacle, he hasn't done it anymore. He's been better ever since. CW says, and Mike Williams don't blow you away either. Well, he's done something because he got his fifth-year option picked up. CW says, even with Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen on a more pass-heavy offense, if Davis was a top quarterback, he would have better numbers. I agree. If he was in New Orleans or in L.A. or anything like that, he has way better numbers. If he's in New Orleans, Michael Thomas ain't catching 150 balls. He'll probably be catching like 110, 120. And Corey Davis probably has about 60, 70 balls instead of 40. Instead of 40 balls, he probably has about 70, 75 balls, and it's probably near 1,000 yards. I think, yeah. So I think a lot of it had to do with the offense that he was in. And, of course, Mike Mularkey, archaic self, was part of that as well. Derek Roberts says, Adoree needs to stay healthy. True. We have a game against the Ravens next year in the regular season. Yes, we do, Rocky Yit. We do. They were one of our opponents. We don't know when. Although the Ravens basically said, see you week 5. So I'm guessing week 5, that's when we're going to play them. Chris Fraser says Jackson's a beast. Let's see. On Facebook says late, but Corey's success will be on Tannehill and play calling. Agree. 501 Young says can't argue with speed at corner. That boy's solid. Yes, he is. I agree with that. Adoree is very solid. And CW says when healthy, he's easily worth $10 million. I agree. If Adoree has another good year next year, I definitely think they're going to extend him. That much is definitely right. Now, CW comes in and says, I think we're going to have a Sunday night or Monday night game with the Packers. Now, Now, Chris Frazier, I saw this on, I believe it was the Ravens Instagram. I think it was under Ravens recap. I can't remember exactly, but I know it was, they were kind of throwing shots at us. I'm trying to pull it up now. Um, but I think it was a fan page. So, um, yeah. Ravens recap, and this is one of their posts that was put in 5 days ago because it shows all of their draft picks. Bob Bouquet, Calais Campbell picked up, Patrick Queen, all of them, and they basically says, "We're ready for Derrick Henry this time. See you week 5 Titans." So, you know, so some Raven fans, you could tell they want revenge on us. You could definitely see that. Jameson says, "I like the way I like the way Jackson does on pass breakups, which would come down with a few more picks." That's one thing. Definitely got to come up with a few more picks. Definitely gonna have the schedule coming out tomorrow. I'm excited about that as well. Titan Mafia says, "I was hard on the door because I wanted Marshawn Lattimore, and then we could have drafted a receiver with the second first round pick. But Adore is getting better each year. Easy decision to pick up the option." Yeah, and I mean, Marshawn Lattimore, I honestly wasn't big on before, but Marshawn Lattimore has turned into one of the better corners in the league. But Adore is not far behind. Adore definitely has been a really, really good player for this Tennessee Titan team. But now it is quickly time for Pick My Brain. Pick My Brain. Y'all give me a few questions. I'll answer a few questions for you. Talking about Titans, we could talk about Clowney. We could talk about maybe the schedule that's coming up tomorrow night. Which, yes, I will go live for a few minutes. I will do a quick live about the schedule, what I think about it, the primetime games. Do I like it? They better give us the primetime games. They better give us that respect and everything with that. But um, you know, I am definitely excited about the schedule. So we're definitely gonna see how they do with us. They do tend to sometimes um disrespect us as far as on the schedule. So here we go. So pick my brain. Y'all give me a few questions, and then we got something very special coming up at the end of the show as well. So y'all get tuned for that. Y'all might need to put your thinking caps on for this. Let's see. CW says, let's see. What was wrong last time Ravens was stopping Henry? You were at home with probably the biggest D line in the NFL and still got your butts kicked. Offensive line pushed them around. Pushed him around. Earl Thomas was yapping and yapping his mouth. And that's what happens when you do. Shut your mouth and play ball. Don't be trying to talk so much crap. You do that, that's what happens. Joseph Rodriguez coming in and says, week 5 against the Ravens on Sunday night. Is it on Sunday Night Football? I would love it to be on Sunday night. It should be. That should definitely be a primetime game, without a doubt. Let's see. Billy Scott says, what's the toughest opponent? What's the toughest opponent we have this year? And I don't see the Jags, Colts, or Texans being above 500. Now, toughest opponent. Now, at home, let's take a look. Our home opponents, of course, are the Texans, Colts, and Jags. The Jags the Colts could be a problem. The Colts could definitely be a problem. You got the Steelers at home, the Browns, the Lions, the Bears, and the Bills. A lot of people are liking the Bills with Stephon Diggs coming in and things like that. So a lot of people are feeling the Buffalo Bills right now. I think, honestly enough, I would say the Colts, as far as home games, I think the Colts and the Bills could be two of our toughest home games. The Steelers, that's a rivalry. That is an AFC Central rivalry renewed. On the road, I want to say we're playing Cincinnati on the road. We're playing Cincinnati and Baltimore. We're also playing Minnesota and Green Bay on the road. Now, I would say this. I would definitely say Green Bay if it's later in the year, going into December in the snow. Now, that would be a great Derrick Henry game to just run the ball all over them. But I think in Lambeau Field in the snow, Packers are very tough to defeat. So that could be an interesting problem with that. Let's see. Isaiah said, if we don't get a prime time, if we don't have prime time games this year, I'm gonna be pissed. I agree. I agree. I like the CW said, man, does Jarrett hate Clowney? GM isn't the biggest fan of him either, but at least he was reasonable. Now, again, I was listening to that. I was listening to that. And Jarrett just felt like Clowney is only Seattle. He doesn't think that the Titans are a real player for Clowney. And I love Jarrett. To Jarrett Stillman, my guy. He knows I love him. I call it to the show. I love the show. They love me back. But at the same time, we agree to disagree. Jarrett is saying this as far as he doesn't think the Titans are a serious suitor. To me, he's saying that because he don't want Clowney. Now, Mr. Floyd, the GM, was basically indifferent. He was like, look, if he comes at the right price, sure, sign him. He was kind of indifferent. But Jarrett was basically like, look, we're not a serious player for him. Seattle's going to re-sign him. Well, doesn't look like that's going to happen. And if you think about it, Vrabel, Jonathan Joseph, the system, other Houston Texan coaches, it makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. And like I said, Jarrett is saying that, in my opinion, he don't want Clowney. That's why he's saying it. That's basically his argument. All right. Let's see. Young says, pains me to say, but people sleeping on the Colts. I sure am not. Colts are going to be a problem. The draft showed me that. Phillip Rivers behind a good offensive line, it's going to be a problem. CW says the Colts will be tough this year. If Rivers is good, a lot hinges on him, but they've improved a lot this offseason. That's why we need to get Clowney. I agree. Isaiah comes and says, how big is the loss of Casey going to affect the Titans this year? That is an excellent question. And I'm going to say it will affect us. I'm not going to say it won't, because losing Jarrell Casey was a pretty big deal. It hurt my heart. It hurt my heart big time when we lost Jarrell Casey. Because I'm like, why are we trading Jarrell? Why? Now, I know in the end we turned that 7th round pick into a 6th in next year's draft, but I just didn't like the move trading Casey away, and we didn't make a move immediately after. So, yeah, I was hurt by that. It hurt my soul for that to happen. But he was getting up there in age. He was counting about $13 million against the cap. We ended up saving $10 million. If we kept Casey, we would have barely had less than $10 million. So, definitely hurts. Definitely hurts. Jameson says, this is funny. Raven fans, good luck on stopping King Henry because you're going to need it as the king is trucking you all. I know that's right. What's up, Titan? What's going on? Joseph said, will we have had a chance to win Super Bowl 54 against San Francisco? Yes. I think we would have won the Super Bowl if it was against San Francisco. San Francisco's good, and they run the ball. It would have been a heck of a game, but I think we could have won the Super Bowl if it was us in there, in my honest opinion. So I definitely like that. I don't think a lot of people are sleeping on the Colts, but Yeah, Colts are going to be a problem. You got the Forrest Buckner there as well. Xavier Rhodes has went there. So, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Mr. Titan, what's going on? Welcome on in. CW says, I think it's down to the Jets and Titans. If I was Clowney, I would sign. Let me see. If I was Clowney, um, who would you sign for? Who would you sign for? Jets over Titans. That tells me a lot about him. Jets head coach Gase is a head case, nearly destroyed Tannehill. Agreed. If he goes to the Jets or to the Browns, it's about money, clearly, and he doesn't care about winning. If he comes to us, yeah, it's about money, but he wants to win. So that's something that's true. Isaiah says, I didn't like it either. Casey was so loyal to the Titans Nation, but it's a business. Agreed. And, we're losing, him, Ryan, Delaney Walker. That's a lot of leadership lost. Agreed. So people going to have to step up. Shaolin Fantastic, what's up? Says, we need Clowney. Bill O'Brien might be out of a job by week 10, Billy Scott says. We'll see, but he has a whole lot of power. I mean, I don't know if he can fire himself. Probably could. So we'll definitely see about that. But good job, y'all, with Pick My Brain. Got some good questions out there. James Rogers comes in and says, I like we picked up Joseph. He's a solid 3 or 4. He had an awesome career stats. And I agree. He's definitely a good pickup with that. So I definitely am good with the pickup of Jonathan Joseph. Now, it is time for a very quick, and I know I've been talking our heads off for an hour, but I am glad that one Joseph Rodriguez brought this to my attention. That I forgot to do this segment last week. And that is shut your pie hole. That moment definitely didn't do that last week. So first off, I would like to first say the first shut your pie hole moment has to go to me. I would need to tell myself to shut your pie hole and stick to exactly your script that you have every month. I always said that I do shut your pie hole at the end of the month. And I am going to do that. So I am definitely going to make sure I do better. And I'm going to make sure I definitely do better in making sure that I bring this segment on a lot more. I'm trying to find this article, but I can't remember. But it was basically, I can find it. It was basically an unnamed executive. I heard this on A to Z Sports with Austin and Zach. An unnamed executive basically talked bad about the Titans and said, I'm trying to find the clip. But basically was talking about, well, I'm not going to worry about the clip, but basically said that Adoree Jackson can't tackle, Christian Fulton can't tackle. The Titans have not done a great job at finding a good corner. Adoree Jackson can't tackle. Christian Fulton can't tackle. Logan Ryan was overpaid. Butler was overpaid. Titans are not going to find a good corner. And, of course, this NFL executive, whoever he was that basically came out with all of that, decided to remain anonymous. He decided to remain he decided to not name himself. I'm thinking like this. If you're going to make a claim like that, put your name out there and actually be bold enough to say, yeah, I said it, that the Titans corners can't tackle. We've seen many times where Adoree has made tackles. Logan Ryan was definitely not overpaid. He played up to his contract. And really, for the most part, last year, Malcolm Butler was playing up to his deal until he got hurt. So talk about these guys can't tackle. Now, Christian Fulton, I don't know if he can tackle. We're going to find out. But to say all of that to this unnamed executive, shut your pie hole. You don't know what you're talking about. And I get sick and tired of some of these national pundits who think they know the Titans so damn well, who ain't watched one game of Tennessee Titans football, trying to tell us they know more about the Titans than we do. Some of us fans and us in and some of the media here in that up in Nashville that actually watch the Tennessee Titans every day. So to that executive and pundits that think they know the Titans when they ain't watch the game, shut your pie hole. You don't know what you're talking about. Please. That just makes me sick whenever I hear some stuff like that. Unnamed source. You don't want to put yourself out there because you know you could be wrong, and you would have egg on your face, and everybody come at you if they knew who you was. So that's that on that. That's that on that. And I just, I find that pathetic that you're not gonna put your name to that. I mean, be bold. So let me read some of your comments. James says, agree. That trade of Casey hurt my heart. Yep. The Titans Mafia said losing Casey felt like getting the spear from Goldberg. Ooh, them spears hurt too. Them spears hurt. I tell you that. Let's see. Young 501 Young 41st. I wonder what Mr. Titan thinks about that statement. That's his boy. Now, I wonder what Mr. Titan thinks, and he's always had a good show too. I was able to be on his show. I want to say last week it was very good. So y'all go check out Mr. Titan as well. He did have some very good content. Had me on there. I was honored to be his first guest. CW says he's probably an executive of a team that sucks and is falling apart. Reminds me a lot of so-called experts on TV trying to teach J-Rob how to do his job. Probably works for the Jags. Could be. Could be. Tell them truth. I'm like, yes, sir, I do. Al Pierce said, that's right. I agree. Time Off said he needs to put his name on it. Coward. I know that's right. Al Pierce said he must be eating chicken pot pie. I know that's right. So, yeah, he better shut his pie hole with that. But, y'all, before I do get out of here tonight, we're going to do one little thing. We're going to do one little thing that that I've been wanting to do. I first of all want to give a shout out to Azul Grande and my guy Alejandro Torres for these great masks that he's made. Hold on, yeah. So as y'all can see, I got my mask on. I don't try to do a lot of talking in this mask because it'll come off. But this is my mask. Thanks in part to one. Right there. There's the Titan logo. Thanks in part to Alejandro Torres and to Azul and Azul Grande. You know, he definitely put those masks together and done a great job. And he actually sent these to me. He donated these to the show and donated these to me. And I said, you know what? He sent me a few more. So I actually have a few extra masks. Now, so the reason why I say that is I'm going to be presenting a new segment that we're going to be doing for the next few weeks, for the next couple of weeks, and it is called Titans Trivia. That's basically what we're going to do. We're going to be doing a trivia because he was kind enough to send me 6 masks. He gave me 2 for myself and for my wife. My wife already has one, so she's gonna let me have hers. She's gonna let me have hers, and so I have two masks, but I have four more left. That I said, you know what? I'm gonna give them away. I'm gonna give them away. So what I'm gonna be doing over the next couple of weeks is I'm gonna have some Titans trivia. I'm gonna have two questions tonight, and I'm gonna have maybe one next week and the one week after that. So how this is gonna work? Here are the directions. I'm gonna ask you a question. Try your best, not try your, definitely try your best to know the answer on your own. But I know what y'all gonna do. So this is what's gonna happen. I got two questions. I'm gonna answer each question once. I'm gonna ask each question. The first, the first person, and I'm gonna try to pull up on Facebook too, because I know some people are watching on Facebook as well. The first person that comes up with the answer gets the mask. I know a bunch of y'all are gonna come in at the same time. It's gonna be first come, first serve. I'm going by who answered it at the earliest time. Who answered it at the earliest time. Now I know there could be an instance where there are two people commenting at the same time. But it is going to be the person that comment comes up first. Okay? So that's how that's going to be. Mr. Tyson, the answer is Eddie George. No, that is not the answer. Let me ask the question first. So I'm going to go into the vault a little bit. And y'all know that means y'all need to study. That means y'all might want to study a little bit. So I'm pulling up my Facebook users so that way I see them too. So we're going to go in a little bit of a history. I'm going to teach y'all a little history because I am a history junkie. I love history. I'm trying to pull up my live video on Facebook so that I can give it up. Some of y'all try to give answers. I ain't even asked the damn question yet. So let me ask the question first. Then y'all can answer on that. All right. So for the first mask, I'm gonna give away, and whoever I say is the winner, make sure after the show, I'm trying to see. Okay. Make sure after the show, I'm gonna put if you're on the Facebook page, I'll get with you. I'll definitely get with you. But if not, I'll get whoever is the winner, I'll give you my email address and you email me your information and I'll make sure to send it out to you. But here we go. First question for the first mask giveaway. As many of y'all know, we were the Houston Oilers before we came to Tennessee. I need you to tell me who was our last opponent as the Houston Oilers and what was the score? Need y'all to think on this one. Who was the last opponent as the Houston Oilers? Who did the Houston Oilers play in their last game in Houston as the Oilers before they came to Tennessee? Now I know a lot of y'all got to think about that one. Yeah, I know some of y'all taking some time. Facebook. Who can? Oh goodness, somebody gonna say 1993. Guess again. Daryl John said 1993. Come on, man. No. I said, who was the last opponent for the Houston Oilers? Who was the last opponent we played as the Houston Oilers? And what was the score? Matter of fact, I'll take just the last opponent. Who was the last opponent the Tennessee Titans played as the Houston Oilers in the Astrodome? Now, if there are no takers, and I'm going to give y'all, matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to give y'all 1 minute. I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes. 2 minutes to come up with an answer. I'm going to start a clock. But if nobody knows the answer, nobody gets that mask, and I'll only be giving away one. Ah, well, there it is right there. Never mind. Titans Mafia got it correct. The last opponent the Tennessee Titans played, Titans Mafia gets the first mask. It is indeed the Cincinnati Bengals. They were the last opponent the Tennessee Titans played as the Houston Oilers in Houston, 21-13. And that happened on December 15th, 1995. That was the last time the Titans played in the Astrodome as the Houston Oilers. So Titans Mafia got it first. So Titans Mafia, once the show is over, I need your email. I need your email so we can connect and get your information so I can send you a mask. So I can send you a mask and I'll give you and you can make a choice on that which mask you want. So that is the correct answer. 21-13, a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. But you know what? For some of y'all, I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourselves. And this was actually an idea that came. It was an idea that came from my lovely wife, Ashley. I wanted her to hear that. But obviously she didn't hear it, so I will. So, some of y'all coming in with Vikings and Money Cartel coming in with Baltimore. No, that is incorrect. That is incorrect. The answer was already given. It was the Bengals. That was the last opponent the Tennessee that the Houston Oilers played before they moved to Tennessee. That's the answer. So, here's a chance for all of y'all to redeem yourselves. Second question. Hold on a second. I'm gonna all right. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all one more question. Titans Mafia, you're getting a mask. So Titans Mafia, don't answer this next question. You've already won one. Second question. Okay. This might be a little bit easier. The Houston Oilers, after the 1996 season, come on in to Tennessee. 1996. They come on in. Playing as the Tennessee Oilers. Playing as the Tennessee Oilers. Come to the Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Who was their first opponent in Tennessee as the Tennessee Oilers, which will later become the Tennessee Titans? Who was the first opponent the Tennessee Titans played at the Liberty Bowl as the Tennessee Oilers? I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes. And I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a clue. They were a team we played this past season. We played this team this past season. Music City guy coming in with Bengals? No. AZ Mick is correct. AZ Mick got it right. The Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders were the team that the Oilers played as the Tennessee Oilers. It was a 24-21 victory on that day. So AZ Mick, you get you get the second mask. Let me see. So there it is, y'all. We got it right there. But that's right. First game in the new city. First game in the new city. Played the Oakland Raiders, 24-21 victory. And Eddie George did tear them up. Billy Scott says there's some cheating. There's cheating. There probably was a little bit of cheating. I told some of y'all to try to think on your own. I know a lot of y'all probably went and tried to Google it. I know what y'all was doing, but that's okay. AZ Mick, um, AZ Mick and Titans Mafia. I'm gonna get some information from y'all, and y'all will get to choose your first mask because I got, I believe I have a navy. I believe I have a navy. I know I have a white. I think I have a gray, a white, a checkered, and I can't remember if it's Navy or Carolina, but AZ Mick and AZ Mick, I'll get with you on Facebook. Titans Mafia, I'm gonna get with you with an email so that we can get your information and you'll get your mask and the choice that you want, and I will try to get that sent out. I will try to get that sent out at the very earliest by this weekend. So be patient with me. I will get that out to you. That is a promise. And everything. But yo, this has been fun. I know I've talked y'all head off for an hour and 20 minutes. I try not to go long, but y'all know how it happens. Y'all know how it happens. It does. But y'all know where to find me on Facebook, TNT Enforcers page, on Instagram at Titans_N_truth. Also on Twitter at TNT Blue Enforcer. I'm debating if I'm gonna start using Twitch because I've been hearing about Twitch. And so maybe I might consider doing that as well. We're definitely going to be seeing that, but we got a lot of good stuff coming up for you. We're going to be starting to do some spotlights on some of our rookie players. I'm going to try to see if I can get a guest on for next week's show, but I'm going to work with that. But everybody, I want to say thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. Thank y'all for a great show, great participation. Make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure y'all share this show out to everybody. And Jared Harris, I was not talking about the first game at Vanderbilt. I'm talking about the first game in Tennessee as the Tennessee Oilers. Remember, they played in Memphis first. They were supposed to play in Memphis until the new stadium was built in 99, but because of struggling attendance, it didn't work that way. I was a young Tennessee Titans fan at the time. I was in high school at the time, so I didn't have a job. So I didn't have the money to be able to go to those games. I would have if I could. So I wasn't as seasoned as I am now. But, you know, definitely enjoyed everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to Titans and Truth. 501, I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all share this out. Tell everybody about it. Make sure y'all tell the world about Titans and Truth. I will see y'all tomorrow night for the schedule reveal. So I'll holler at you. Yippee yo, yippee yay. Good night, y'all. Where my dogs at? Dog with me now. Wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee yay. All the girls around the world in love. I was going